Plaintiff Crystal Jackson says she started dating the defendant in high school, and she unexpectedly became pregnant with his child during her senior year. Crystal claims after the birth of their daughter, she discovered the defendant was cheating, and when she confronted him, he physically assaulted her. Crystal suing for an unpaid loan and stolen property. Defendant James White Jr. denies cheating on Crystal, and he insists she's the one who physically abused him, and he only put his hands on her to prevent her from beating him. James is countersuing for harassment because he claims Crystal constantly calls his job, and as a result, his hours have been cut.
Start with you.
Okay, well, basically, I've known James since high school. We were together for 5 years. My senior year, I became pregnant. It was unexpected. I told James, he was happy about it. He was excited. We had our daughter May 31st, 2008, okay? Well, basically, March 2009, I found out James was cheating on me with a homeless girl. With the homeless girl.
How'd you find that out?
I found out from his mother. His mother basically told me.
Okay.
And then his brother gave me the number. I contacted the girl. He gave me the number. I asked her how long. She told me that they've been together for 3 months. I called James, asked him what was going on. I was very frustrated and mad and upset.
He said he was just trying to help the homeless.
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
Yeah, I was
Did he say that? You should have if you did.
He didn't say exactly that. And I threatened him. It was an idle threat. I threatened to bust the windows out his car, but I didn't act on it. He came over to my aunt's house. He physically assaulted me. We were fighting in the front yard. My auntie had to come out the house and break us up, because it was crazy. She put
Press charges against him?
No, I didn't press charges.
Sir, did you assault her?
Who? No, I actually. No, I didn't actually physically punch her in the face or anything, but I had went over there to talk to her because she always threatened me about busting the windows out of my vehicle.
I never did.
And when I went outside, she came outside. I said one thing, and I just seen her arm flare up like she was about to hit me. So I just restrained her away from me. I never slapped her, punched her, or abused her.
I hope that's the case. And if you did the right thing. Either that or flee.
Yeah, because, Your Honor, actually, Crystal, she tends to think that the world revolves around her. She can do whatever she wants to do.
That's not true.
To people. She likes to always put her hands on me, and that's why I'll just be getting so angry all the time. She always threatening me, and when we're around each other, she gets mad.
Ma'am, have you assaulted him before?
I mean, I hit him. I hit him, but he
this is no joking matter to me. You keep laughing and playing like this is a joke. I hit him sometime, and he hit me sometime. This is no joking matter. Go ahead, ma'am. Let's talk about this loan because I'm getting a little bothered by this.
Well, okay.
You're taking all this violence so lightly, and I believe him, quite frankly.
Okay, well, prior to that, it was spring break. I went out of town for spring break. He was supposed to be watching the baby, but I was kind of hesitant.
Well, let me allow him to give any other background. Anything else you want me to know about the case, about the woman, the homeless woman?
Yeah, basically, Your Honor.
You bringing her food every time, and your mother just misunderstood.
No, basically, Your Honor, as Chris, I told you, we messed around for about 5 years, and our relationship had come down to an end. We decided to go our parts, and I had found a young lady. I had started to mess around with her, and then she had a lot of baggage and luggage with her, and then I decided I wanted to help her because I had a lot of problems myself, and she really had no place to go, so I had allowed her to stay up at my mother's house with me for like a couple of weeks or whatever, and then after that, the girl, she don't appreciate me doing nothing, helping her out, so I felt, why would I stress myself out helping her if she don't even appreciate it? So I kicked her to the curb. But besides that, Crystal, she calls my job.
That's not
all right.
true.
That's your harassment claim. We'll get to that, ma'am. Let's get to the loans and stolen property you're suing him for.
Okay. Prior to that, I was going on spring break, and I was like, well, you can watch the baby, but I was kind of hesitant to let him watch the baby because he hangs out in bad neighborhood, gangbangers, drugs, and that's why I gave him a key to my place. Came back from out of town, my laptop was gone, and it was no forced entry. He was the only person that had a key to my place. My parents don't even have a key to my place.
You mentioned it to him?
Yeah, I mentioned it to him.
Say?
He was kind of nonchalant, well, Crystal, and then he finally broke down and said, I lost your key.
Whose benefit was he staying there for?
His, for the baby, really. Just to stay there for the baby. I wasn't going to be there.
Had you allowed him to take the child with him, then you wouldn't have had anything coming up missing. But since you didn't want him to, you had him stay there. And the reason I'm making the issue out of this, because we're talking about bailment. Bailment issues deal with who is helping someone with their property and who is benefiting. So he would have to be grossly negligent because you're benefiting. Slight negligence, well, you're benefiting, so that's not actionable in the law under the bailment theory. And losing a key is slightly negligent. It's not gross negligence. Did you go to the police?
I called the police when I got back.
About your key? About the stolen item?
Yeah.
Did you tell them to look into him?
I didn't think about it until after the fact.
How long after?
Probably about a couple of days.
Okay, you can still go.
Okay, I don't know.
Well, let me tell you, if you're ever victimized, say, for example, you are, God forbid, you are injured by a criminal and you are hospitalized and you are thereby unable to talk. When you're able to talk 3 months later, you can still prosecute.
See, I didn't know that.
It was only later on that somehow, 2 days later, somehow it dawned on you, he was staying there. You had forgotten he was staying there. Let's move on, ma'am. Loan and stolen property, sir. What do you want to tell me in defense of yourself?
Crystal text check had came like a week before mine, and I had wanted to get this car from my friend. I had asked her to loan me the money, and I had like some little problems with my with the dependent, and they had my tax check on hold for a long time. I still haven't even received that check. So the money I had bought from Crystal, I never had a chance to receive to pay her that money back.
But you got a job.
Okay, so you agree you owe her?
Yeah.
$1,000?
Yeah.
All right, that's the amount he owes you?
Yeah, I have a promissory.
All right, he agrees. I don't need to know if he agrees. And the stolen property.
I don't know anything about that.
All right, she hasn't been able to prove that. Your counterclaim for $800 for harassment. How so?
Okay, household harassment. Crystal, she calls my job 2 or 3 times a day.
No, I do not.
Quiet, ma'am.
She calls my job.
Since when?
I said about like 2.5, 3 months. I've only been working there 4 months.
Saying what?
Saying just stating that she wants to talk to me. It's a very emergency phone call.
When you come to the phone, what does she say?
She wants her money.
Yeah. You think?
She wants her money.
Ma'am, do you do that? Do you tell him there's an emergency? I guess it might be an emergency to get your money.
Yeah, I want my money, but I don't call as much as he's saying I'm calling.
All right. Sir, has your supervisor ever mentioned anything to you?
Yeah, actually, they tell me every time she calls that she needs to stop calling, and then she keep on calling. They begin to cut my hours down on the schedule. I don't have like a.
How do you know it's because of that?
Because that's the only reason it could be.
Have they told you that?
Yeah.
Did they write anything that you could bring?
Yeah, I have a letter right
here.
From
whom?
From the manager.
Really?
Assistant general manager.
All right, it's on letterhead. I am writing on behalf of James White. There's a female that calls the restaurant every day, usually more than once. James is always visibly distraught after this certain person calls. This needs to stop immediately so James can be more productive at work and not be in a bad mood.
He must have other girls calling there because I don't call his job every day.
You admitted that you did. $800 is your judgment for harassment. That's certainly harassment. That certainly has jeopardized your job and has hurt you in the workplace. I'll grant your judgment for the loan. He agrees to that. $1,000 for the plaintiff, $800 for the defendant, leaving the plaintiff with how much?
$200.
$200. Have a good day.
Thank you.